we have got our new Model 90 XS. We traded in the X-Type and we got this for £20,000 less. She's a beauty. But we're delinquent. We're missing some parts, aren't we? We're a set of roof rails short of a full car. People have said that about me before. So what we are going to do in this video, we are going to unbox these genuine Land Rover roof rails for our 90. Now it gets a bit confusing, but we'll dive into it a bit more later because there are two types. Basically, if you want to put the Expedition roof rack on, you need one type of rail. If you want the other, if you're not fitting the Expedition roof rack and you're putting the ladder, the side gear, armolly plates, there's another one. But that's interesting, isn't it, Destiny? What did they fit on our Model X that came with roof rails? Did they fit for the Expedition rack ones, or did they fit the others? Would you have to take those off and change them? Don't know, who knows? It's a mystery. Right, these are, do you want to zoom in on the part number there? I will open the box, trying not to cut anything or scratch anything. Ooh. Right then. Right, so these, yeah, we've got the part number. So these are ending 190, which is the ones that you can use if you're using the Expedition roof rack. And basically, the rails are the same. It's just how many openings they've got as you need to slide things in, as I understand it. Oh, look at that. That's nice packaging. We do like genuine Land Rover products. Look at that packaging. That's brilliant, isn't it? And is this we like to assess it all. So we've got two of these rails. We'll have a look at them in a minute. Right, we've got any fitting bolts? They're all here by the looks of it. We've got some bits there we will unwrap. We have got a little compartment we've got two metal brackets, and we've got, I think there was 16 bolts. It said 16, that's what it said on the instructions, wasn't it? Okay, I like that. I wonder if this is sort of a recycled foam. But that is a well-packaged product. One thing that's probably worth doing first is lowering the suspension. So if you start your car, and then lower the suspension. Well done, Destiny. So we've got the suspension lowered down. Just makes access a bit. Obviously, if you've got coil suspension, yeah, never mind. Right, so we've got everything out. So a couple of points to note. So these Loch Ness Monsters, they look like a little Loch Ness Monster, and that's the front. They are going to go forward. We've got two of those. They're both the same. We've got 6 little brackets there. They all go in. And we've got the 2 bars. Now, one thing I've noticed is in the middle here, it's got some writing. Can you see that? It's upside down, but it says something like LHC, and that one there says RHC, which I think stands for right-hand channel and left-hand channel. And it's also on the label here. Have I got that upside down? Hold on, which one's upside down? On this one. Yeah, you got right hand. So you know which channel's which. And you've got your 16 bolts. Right, what tools are you going to need? You are going to need... Actually, I don't think you're going to need a trim moving tool. You need a little screwdriver. You are going to need one of these. Now, this is sneaky. This is a 5-sided Torx, and they're called TPs, which we would guess it might be Torx Pentagon. So it's a TP30H you need, which looks like, what does that look like? That looks like that. So it's got, not only that, it's got a security hole in the middle. So quite why they're so secure, because the irony is when there's nothing on your car, they've got secure bits, but the bits they give you to bolt your roof rack on are not security bits, but we'll gloss over that. And to do those up, to put those new bolts in, that's a Torx T45, a standard Torx T45. So you may need to buy yourself a set of these 5-sided Torx. You will. There's no way you're getting those out any other way. Right. Right, that's it. Right, I'm going to grab a camera, Destiny. You are going to do this. We've had a bit of a go at this, haven't we? So I'll swap you a camera for some tools. Right, and if you want to slide your little stool along, and we'll try and time how long this takes. It's not going to be that long. It's actually quite a nice kit by the looks of it. So first thing, you have got some little rubber covers over the screws. So if you just want to whip those couple out. Okay, and that will then reveal, there we go, there's the little rubber covers. Now we don't need those anymore after this. Then we've got these little 5-sided torque screws. Now this rear one we need to put back in again. And it's smaller than the others, so we'll see that. So do you want to use your... All right, it's all set up, ready to go. All right, watch your ears. I'll turn it down on the video. No, you might have to push it. I think... There you go. Yeah, keep going, that's it. All right, I'll grab that. So this one, the rearmost one, is smaller. You'll see that's an M6 thread. Yeah, keep going, Destiny. And all the others are slightly bigger, but luckily they've got the same Torx 5-sided thing on them. Right, now you can whoop that rear channel out, Destiny, I think. Let's pull that out. And then what we actually need to do is put that one back in. So while we're here, now, I didn't mention the silicone. All right, you grab the camera. So one thing Land Rover are clearly worried about, if you look at these bolts we've just taken out, there's a lot of like silicone stuff on here. So I think they're worried about water ingress. So if Land Rover are worried, I'm worried. Right, so we've got a little tube of silicone. This doesn't come with the kit. Should we kit this up if we sell them? Destiny's like, oh, don't promise all this stuff, Simon. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of silicone around there. It doesn't matter because no one's going to see it. Right, and we are going to put that one straight back in. Right, so I'll grab a camera, Destiny. You can do the... That's it. That's it. Right, so we've got that one in. Right, and while we're here then, we can take this other bolt here out. And so what you'll see is these two bolt holes are going to be used to hold the roof rack. So you can get that one out now. And we'll try and time this. Oh, easy now. That's it, beautifully done. Right, let's slide along to the next one's, Destiny. Right then. So again, we've got the same deal. So we've got to take the little rubber grommets out. Let's whoop all of them out. That's it. And again, these are all M8, but they're the funny Torx things. Oh, look at this. Teamwork makes the dream work. So we've got 4 of those, and we don't need those anymore. Right, and then you can lift out that rail there. So that's that rail gone. And then what we're looking for is these pairs, because when we bolt it back in, there's pairs. So we need to get these other 1, 2 bolts out here. So do you want to whip those out? You're taking your bracelet off. Yeah. I noticed it was on the paintwork. It's probably not good in a workshop, that one.
Not good advertisement.
No. So I think that's all the gloop they've put on those, is making them slightly tricky to get out. Yeah, look, our magnetic pot doesn't stick to the boom. There you go. Yeah, because the roof of the Defender's aluminium, our magnetic pot's not working. Right, so now we've got those all free. So I think now we can go and grab the new bolts and the rail. We'll get the rail up here with the bolts. And we've got to get that front bracket on. Let's get that front bracket on first. Right, so we've got that, we've got the rail. So take your little Loch Ness Monster bracket, with the arrow on the front. There's a little arrow. Let me see if I can catch it. We tried to get this in the light there. You might be able to see that. That's the little Loch Ness Monster's head. That points forward. Okay, and that lines up on 2 holes at the front of the roof there. Right, then we are going to get our new bolt. So I just wanted to show you this actually. So that is the new bolt there, and that is the old bolt. So you see the new bolt, let me zoom a bit, there you go. So the new bolt is slightly longer than the old bolt because obviously it's got to go through the roof rack. So that's why we're using the new bolts. Right, so put a bit of silicone on a couple of those, Destiny. 1, 2, they've already got that blue stuff. Now I'm not sure if that blue stuff is a Loctite to stop them vibrating loose or a sealer, a water seal, but it'll do either way. Just get some up the thread, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Right, I'm going to fire those in. I'll put on the screen the torque. Yeah. Right, we've got the little Loch Ness Monster bracket all on. Now we've got the rail. Obviously make sure you get the right rail. And then you've got these 2 little white clips at the front that are going to go into the 2 holes in Nessie's back there. So we should be able to get that. One thing to watch is there is a rubber seal along the edge of this, and it's going to seal across. It's a bit funny because it sort of seals to a groove. Then you've got this sort of alpine roof glass bit sort of oversails it oddly. And then it goes along. We've got the screw put back in the back there. So if we just flip that over, Destiny, if you get those lined up at the front there you go, and that clips in nicely. And again, yeah, just watch this rubber seal. It'll look a bit weird. It'll look a bit creased because it comes in and out and in again. Then you should be able to line up. So you've got a pair of bolts going here, and then you've got another pair of bolts going there, and then you've got another pair of bolts going there. So if you grab the bolt, Destiny, right as a bolt, we'll put a bit of silicone. So Land Rover have put this blue thread lock, if you turn it sideways, on there already, which I'm not sure is thread lock or a sealant. But we'll put a bit of extra silicone on there. Can never have too much silicone. Get it in the threads, around the top. Jump, jump, jump. There you go, lush. Right, we'll do 6 of these. We'll just do the first one, and then we'll fast forward it. Get him up. Remember on the Torx T45 again.
Yep.
Right. Right, I'll put the torque settings on the screen now. Right, we'll get on and we'll join you when we're doing the last one of those. It might be worth actually not necessarily doing them up all of them too tight. Let's make sure we can get them all in, just in case we need to shift it all a bit. So we'll get all that. We'll join you when we're at the back doing the last one. Right, so we have put all the bolts in. So just finished tightening that last bolt there, Destiny. And again, I'll put the torque settings on the screen according to the instructions, and I'll put the link to the Land Rover instructions in the description if you want to reference that. Good-o. Right, and then we've got to fit this little black plastic cap. Now, it's got a series of little clips around the outside, and it seems sort of tricky, but sort of easy to fit. So yeah, put the front end in first, and you'll get the front end in okay, but the back end, you're going to be able to push it in, or is it going to, it sort of sticks on the back end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've come up with a little trick. The last little tabs just need a little helping hand. So if you just use a screwdriver there just to push the tabs, and then you can feel it just drop in then. There you go. That just gives them a little helping hand. So there we go. That's it done, isn't it? Right, so we will now go and buy some crossbars. Now apparently we just learned this morning that the crossbars for the 90 are different to the 110. So we will go and buy some 90 crossbars and we will compare and have a look what the difference is. But there we go, that is the roof rails fitted. And then what we'd do is we'll also fit the molly plate to the side of the 90. We haven't done that, but we need these in to slide them in. There we go. Good luck with your roof rails on your 90.